Reflections on the Good News of Jesus Christ for the third Sunday of Advent from the Gospel according to Matthew. When John the Baptist heard in prison of the works of the Christ, he sent his disciples to Jesus with this question: "Are you the one who is to come, or should we look for another?" Jesus said to them in reply, "Go and tell John what you hear and see. The blind regain their sight, the lame walk, lepers are cleansed, the deaf hear, the dead are raised, and the poor have the good news proclaimed to them. And blessed is the one who takes no offense at me." As they were going off, Jesus began to speak to the crowds about John. "What did you go out to the desert to see? A reed swayed by the wind? Then what did you go out to see? Someone dressed in fine clothing? Those who wear fine clothing are in royal palaces. Then why did you go out? To see a prophet? Yes, I tell you, and more than a prophet. This is the one about whom it is written, 'Behold, I am sending my messenger ahead of you. He will prepare your way before you.' I tell you truly, among those born of women, there has been none greater than John the Baptist. Yet the least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he." The Gospel of the Lord. A few are fine, more become a distraction. Too many are just that, too many. You know what I mean. Messages. Be they text or tweet, voicemail or email or old mail, with the expectation that you read and reply within the next 2 minutes, and do that perhaps dozens of times a day. It's a wonder that you get anything else done. But before you give in to the temptation to delete them all, pause, take a few deep breaths, and give this season of Advent the chance to speak to you, perhaps in words like these. Slow me down, Lord. Ease the pounding of my heart by the quieting of my mind. Steady my hurried pace with a vision of the eternal reach of time. Give me, amid the confusion of the day, the calmness of the everlasting hills. Break the tensions of my nerves and muscles with the soothing music of the singing streams that live in my memory. Help me to know the magical, restoring power of sleep. Teach me the art of taking minute vacations, of slowing down to look at a flower, to chat with a friend, to pat a dog, to read a few lines from a good book. Slow me down, Lord, and inspire me to send my roots deep into the soil of life's enduring values, that I may grow toward the stars of my eternal destiny. That is a prayer which has spoken to a number of people over the years. It speaks today because it names something essential if we are to allow this Advent time to reveal its rich meaning. Before these few weeks are given over totally to shopping, gifting, and partying, we are called to remember that God also has some gifts for us, but we are likely to miss them unless we first slow down and wait. Wait? Doesn't God know how busy we are? Yes, I'm sure that God does know. But just on the chance that it might be worth it, that God is worth it, let's give it a try. For just a few moments, let us wait. But waiting is hard, you say. It goes against the very grain of our culture. From instant replays to instant food, from instant photos to instant news, we are programmed into non-waiting. But the God we seek is not an instant God. And we who refuse to wait also refuse to seek this one who is the God of Isaiah and the God of John the Baptist, the God of Joseph and Mary, and the God of Jesus. To wait, though, is not to sit rooted and motionless. To choose this God is to be drawn moment by moment through a process of gradually creating an oasis in the desert, of building a road through the mountains. In Advent, God calls us to wait. Okay, but what are we waiting for? Usually when we wait, it is for something specific. I am waiting for a friend to call, for someone to arrive, for this meeting to be over, for this weekend's game, for next weekend's date, for payday, for classes and papers to be done, for Christmas to come, and with it, a bit of a break from school or work. When we wait, we usually have some specific wish in mind. The great waiting figures of Advent, Zechariah and Elizabeth and John the Baptist, and of course Joseph and Mary, invite us to wait in a different way. Through their example, they show us how to wait not with specific wishes, but with open-ended hope. Waiting for I don't know what, except that whatever it is, it will be good, because it will be from God. It will be God's word spoken to me, God's promise fulfilled a bit more in me. Notice that. It will be good, because it will be from God. You see, that's all that God has to give, is goodness. As we wait, I invite you to consider this question. What do you want for Christmas this year? Ask children that question, and the accent is on want, with the answer usually something like a new bike, the latest video game, or jeans in a cool color. But as we get older, the question changes. It's not about wanting some item that might be bought in a store, but something priceless and far more precious. We want the healing of a broken relationship. We want someone to say, or to say again, I love you. We want the courage to correct something that is wrong, to change a dynamic that is hurting those we care about, to heal the brokenness we or someone we love is experiencing. We want the humility and honesty to say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and the generosity to allow the other person to say the same. We want the patience of the prodigal son's father, the faith of the farmer who plants seeds on less than promising ground, the hope of the merchant in search of the pearl of great price. We want the trust and faith of Mary that enables her to say yes to God's call to bring his Christ to birth. We want the compassion of Joseph, who continues to love Mary and shield her from the fury of the law when her pregnancy is discovered. We want to be healed of our blindness that will not allow us to see the goodness in another or in ourselves. We want to be healed of our deafness that prevents our listening deeply to the stories of injustice, inequity, and suffering that mark the lives of so many around us. We want to be healed of what cripples us, cobbles us, keeps us from stepping forth in support of those who truly need our support. What we want is not found under the tree on Christmas morning, but in a manger in the cold, quiet, starlit night. What we want is to see the love we take for granted, to discover the love we fail to see, to accept the love that is given us despite ourselves. These are the gifts Jesus wants to give us and hopes we will give to others. You see, he identifies himself and his mission primarily not as king, judge, or lawgiver, but as comforting and consoling healer, which can provide us with the incentive to go and do likewise. Let the children bring their lists to Santa, and let us bring our lists to God in these days of Advent waiting, so that something new might be born in us, the courage to receive these gifts and the freedom to give them away. No wrapping necessary. Thanks very much for listening. Please feel free to share this with others if you wish. And you're always welcome to subscribe and receive these gospel reflections every weekend. You can do that at our website, www.justanother.disciple.com. www.justanother.disciple.com. Thanks again.